Welcome, dear listener, to another gentle journey into the realm of profound thought. A journey designed not for the urgency of discovery, but for the peaceful, unhurried unfolding of understanding. Tonight, as the outer world softly hushes and the quietude of the night deepens around us, we invite you to open your mind gently to an ancient whisper, a philosophy that speaks of hidden truths and the luminous essence that resides deep within us all. Tonight, we gently explore the compelling, sometimes mysterious, but always ultimately beautiful world of Gnostic philosophy. Let the very word gnosis drift softly through your mind now, like a wisp of mist caught in a gentle early morning breeze. It's a term you might not encounter in the everyday bustle, yet its essence touches something deeply familiar, something resonant within the very core of the human spirit. Gnosis, at its most profound and most liberating core, is not simply intellectual knowledge, the kind you acquire from textbooks or lectures or the accumulation of facts. No. Gnosis is something far more intimate, far more pervasive. It is a direct, intuitive, and deeply personal knowing. It is a spiritual knowing, an awakening of the soul, a profound and undeniable recognition that can, and often does, liberate the very spirit from its perceived constraints. It speaks to that subtle, undeniable feeling we sometimes carry within us, a quiet intuition that there is more to reality than meets the eye, more to our existence than the fleeting moments and visible structures of our daily lives reveal. Imagine, if you will, the experience of standing on a long, winding road, its contours familiar beneath your feet, its landscape seemingly well known. Yet, occasionally, through the dense foliage of the trees, you catch a fleeting glimpse of a shimmering, almost ethereal light, a tantalizing hint of a landscape utterly grander, more vibrant, more truly real, perhaps, than the road you currently traverse. Gnostic philosophy, in its calming wisdom, subtly suggests that this hidden light, this deeper, more authentic reality, is not merely a distant dream or a fleeting fantasy. Rather, it is woven into the very fabric of existence itself, a fundamental truth underpinning all that we perceive. And even more importantly, it is intimately, inextricably connected to the very fabric of your own being, a truth woven into your deepest self. Tonight, as we gently explore these ancient yet eternally relevant insights, allow the soothing cadence of these ideas to resonate within the quiet spaces of your mind. We will embark on a tranquil quest, a soft and unhurried journey to rediscover the true nature of reality as seen through Gnostic eyes, to gently sense the pervasive presence of a divine spark within each one of us, a spark that carries within its luminous heart the echoes of a pure, eternal origin. We will explore the path to remembering our own inner light,
A path that is not one of strenuous, forceful effort or demanding struggle, but rather a path of gentle unfolding, of profound recognition, of simply being in awareness. There is no need for analytical striving here, no need to grasp concepts fiercely or to force comprehension. Simply allow these profound concepts to drift into your awareness like soft, illuminating moonbeams, gradually, gracefully revealing a landscape you somehow already know, a truth that feels like a forgotten memory stirring awake. Settle deeper now. Allow your breath to soften, to lengthen, to deepen. Breathe softly and let the whispers of hidden light gently enfold you, inviting you into a profound and restful peace.
As we settle further into this journey of quiet contemplation, letting the initial currents of thought gently carry us, let us begin by exploring a core Gnostic perspective on the very world that surrounds us, the world we inhabit in our daily lives. It's a perspective that often resonates with a subtle yet persistent feeling that many of us carry deep within us. It's that quiet, almost ineffable sense that something isn't quite right with the reality we commonly perceive. A lingering intuition that there is more, much more, existing beyond what our ordinary senses can capture, beyond the endless cycles of daily routines, beyond the visible structures of our cities and our lives. It's a profound, unspoken feeling that perhaps, just perhaps, this world, in all its tangible immediacy, is not the ultimate, the complete, or the truly perfect reality. Imagine for a moment finding yourself in a softly lit, somewhat dim room, perhaps at dusk, watching a play of shadows dance upon a distant wall. The shadows move, they shift, they interact with a captivating fluidity, seeming to tell a compelling, vivid story. They are undeniably there, visibly present, but you know deep down in a place beyond immediate perception that they are not the true source of what you are seeing. They are merely projections, fleeting echoes, cast by something more substantial, more truly real, existing just beyond your immediate line of sight. Gnostic philosophy, in its gentle wisdom, subtly suggests that our own material world, with all its undeniable beauties and all its pervasive struggles, might be understood in a profoundly similar way. It is real, certainly, in its own context, in its own temporary manifestation, but it is not the ultimate, the perfect, the pristine creation of the supreme divine. It is rather a realm that is, in a subtle but profound sense, incomplete. It is a place characterized by imperfection, by continuous and often exhausting struggle, by a pervasive veil of illusion, subtly obscuring a more fundamental, more luminous truth. This unique perspective often arises from a deep contemplation of the undeniable presence of suffering, the persistent threads of injustice, and the pervasive sense of fragmentation that seems woven into the very fabric of our shared world. If there exists an ultimate, truly perfect and absolutely benevolent divine source, a boundless ocean of goodness, then how, one might ask, can this world contain so much that feels imperfect, so much that feels broken, so much that feels distant from true harmony and boundless peace? The Gnostic response offers a unique and, for many, a rather comforting explanation. This material world, this realm of apparent contradiction, of fleeting pleasure and persistent limitation, is not understood as a direct, unblemished, or perfect emanation from the highest, most pure divine source. Instead, it is understood as the creation of a lesser, often well-meaning, but ultimately imperfect, or in some interpretations, simply ignorant entity.
This entity is sometimes referred to as the demiurge. Now, let this concept rest gently in your mind, without alarm or judgment. The demiurge within the Gnostic narrative is typically not portrayed as inherently evil or malevolent or intentionally cruel. Rather, it is often seen as a lesser, perhaps even a flawed craftsman, working within its own limited understanding, or perhaps with limited, imperfect materials. Imagine a highly skilled artisan, deeply devoted to their craft, who sets out to create a magnificent, intricate sculpture. Yet through a moment of inattention, or perhaps due to a subtle, unseen flaw in their chosen marble, they create something that, while still undeniably remarkable, still holding a certain beauty, falls just short of absolute, breathtaking perfection. It is a masterpiece, certainly, but one with a subtle blemish, an almost imperceptible imperfection, a missing piece that prevents it from radiating the absolute, unblemished fullness of its true potential. This gentle understanding, this nuanced perspective, offers a profound way to reconcile the undeniable existence of suffering and imperfection within our world, without in any way diminishing or questioning the concept of an ultimate, supreme, perfect, and infinitely benevolent divine source. The struggles we face, the limitations we perceive within this material existence, the deep, sometimes aching sense of longing for something more, these are not understood as direct reflections of a flawed ultimate creator. Instead, they are gently presented as inherent characteristics of this particular secondary creation, the work of the demiurge. This perspective, subtly absorbed, can bring a profound sense of peace, allowing us to view the world's challenges, its fleeting moments of pain,
and its constant flux with a degree of loving detachment, understanding that they are not the ultimate, definitive reality, but rather a temporary, evolving state of being, a phase in a much larger, grander unfolding.
Consider this material world as you drift deeper into stillness, as a vivid, all-encompassing dream, compelling and undeniably real while it lasts, yet ultimately something from which we are destined to awaken. Or perhaps visualize it as a grand, beautifully intricate stage upon which a powerful drama unfolds, with countless characters, profound emotions, and gripping narratives. But importantly, this stage, this drama, is not the entirety of existence. It is a setting, a scene, through which our true selves pass. This view gently encourages us to look beyond the immediate appearances, beyond the surface of things, to sense the pervasive presence of something vaster, more perfect, more truly luminous, existing just beyond the visible veil. It invites us to understand that our true home, our true origin, our deepest resonance lies not within the temporal confines of this shadowed reality, but in a realm of pure, unblemished light, a reality far more profound and eternal. Allow this quiet distinction, this gentle truth to settle deeply within your mind now, offering a compassionate explanation for the subtle yearnings you may have felt, for that quiet intuition of a deeper, more profound truth that lies just beyond reach. Let it soften any harsh judgments of this world, knowing it is simply part of a larger story. As we journey ever deeper into the heart of Gnostic wisdom, allowing its ancient currents to gently carry us, we arrive at its most profound, its most liberating, and perhaps its most comforting revelation, the concept of the divine spark. Imagine, if you will, that within the very core of each human being, nestled deep within the luminous essence of your soul, resides a tiny yet infinitely radiant fragment of the true, perfect divine light. It is like a shimmering ember, an unquenchable flame, a pure, unblemished seed of the ultimate, boundless source of all existence. Even if, as we have contemplated, this world is a realm of shadows or a place tinged with imperfection, the Gnostic message tells us with an unwavering conviction that we are not entirely of it. We carry within us an undeniable echo, a living, pulsating resonance of a higher, purer, and infinitely more perfect realm. This profound understanding is the very essence of Gnostic hope, the wellspring of its gentle optimism. It suggests that our true selves, our deepest identity, is not merely a transient product of this material world, nor is it merely bound by its limitations, its fleeting joys and its inevitable sorrows. No, our true origin, our deeper essence, our luminous heritage,
transcends this temporary, shadowed realm. We originate from a magnificent, a boundless, a transcendent realm of pure light, of absolute truth, of boundless perfection. A realm the Gnostics sometimes referred to as the pleroma, or, most evocatively, the fullness. Imagine visualizing a vast, infinite ocean of pure, shimmering, incandescent light, stretching beyond all comprehension. And from that very ocean, a single, tiny, perfect drop of its essence has found its way miraculously into your own being. You carry within the quiet sanctuary of your own soul the living, breathing essence of that boundless ocean. This deep understanding, this inner knowing of the divine spark speaks profoundly to a subtle yet persistent and often unconscious yearning that many of us feel throughout our lives. It's that deep, ineffable sense of longing for something more, a feeling of not quite being entirely at home in this world, a sense of quiet dissonance with the mundane. It's a kind of spiritual homesickness for a forgotten spiritual origin, a quiet resonance with a truth that feels just beyond our immediate grasp, yet intimately familiar. The Gnostic view gently suggests that this longing, this yearning, is not a flaw in our being, but rather a sacred whisper. It is the divine spark within us stirring, beginning to awaken, remembering its true lineage, yearning with a gentle persistence to return to its original perfect source. It is the part of you that instinctively recognizes the shadow and simultaneously, irrevocably remembers the light. This spark, this inner light, this luminous seed is not confined to a chosen few or to an elite circle. It is universal. It resides equally and brilliantly within every single human being, regardless of their background, their outward beliefs, their societal status, or their personal circumstances. It is this shared spark that intimately connects all of us in a profound and unspoken way to the ultimate divine source. This recognition, this deep understanding can foster a pervasive sense of interconnected calm, a quiet, unshakable belonging, knowing that despite the apparent separation and fragmentation of the material world, despite the many forms and appearances, we are all ultimately woven from the very same luminous thread, all carrying the very same sacred ember within the deepest chambers of our hearts. Imagine this divine spark now as a tiny yet intensely radiant hidden sun nestled deep within your very being. Perhaps it has been obscured for a time by the dense clouds of daily worries, or the accumulated dust of material concerns, or the subtle veils of conventional understanding. Yet know this truth. Its light, however faint it may seem at times, is eternal. It is the unwavering source of your deepest intuition, your most profound compassion, your inherent yearning for truth, and your boundless capacity for unconditional love. It is the quiet knowing that precedes all thought, the silent understanding that resonates with ultimate truth. As you drift now even deeper into relaxation, allow yourself to gently sense this inner light. Feel its soft, subtle warmth, its quiet, pervasive radiance beginning to bloom within you. There is nothing you need to do to create it, for it is not something to be manufactured or earned. It is already there, perfectly formed, eternally present. Simply be aware of its presence, acknowledge its existence, knowing with a profound inner peace that a perfect, unblemished peace of the infinite, the eternally perfect, the truly divine, resides always within you. It is illuminating your path, even in the deepest, most pervasive shadows of night. This inner light is your guide, your comfort, your unwavering hope, a living testament to your true, luminous, and eternal nature. Rest in its glow. Having now gently glimpsed the profound and comforting truth of the divine spark that resides within your deepest being, our quiet journey now softly turns towards the very heart of the Gnostic path, the process of seeking and ultimately of attaining Gnosis itself, this profound and salvific inner knowledge. It is truly vital to understand as we settle into this part of our contemplation that Gnosis, within the rich tradition of Gnostic philosophy, is not merely an intellectual knowing, the kind of knowledge you might gain from intensely studying books or attending lectures or accumulating facts from external authorities. While these external sources may offer hints, clues, or initial pointers, true Gnosis is something far more intimate, far more profound, far more transformative. It is a direct, deeply intuitive, intensely personal, and ultimately an experiential knowing. It is not about knowing about the truth, but about knowing the truth itself, tasting it, experiencing it, absorbing it within the very core of your being. It is, in essence, a sacred process of remembering who you truly are, a gentle waking up from what is perceived as the dream of material existence. Imagine, if you will, the subtle yet undeniable experience of slowly stirring from a very deep, immersive sleep. A sleep where the dreams were so incredibly vivid, so utterly compelling that they felt entirely, undeniably real. While you were within the dream, every emotion felt authentic, every challenge felt pressing, every joy felt exhilarating. But then, softly, gently, upon waking, you simply know within undeniable certainty that it was a dream. You don't need a book to tell you it was a dream, nor do you need to logically deduce its unreality. You just know.
This experience, this quiet shift in perception, is akin to the Gnostic experience of awakening. It is a profound shift in awareness, a gentle yet firm recognition where the illusions of the material world, with their fleeting concerns and perceived limitations, begin to subtly recede, and the enduring reality of your divine essence, your inner light, begins to shine forth, clear and unclouded.
So the gentle question then becomes, how does one embark on this path of inner knowing, this quest for gnosis? It is not through strenuous effort, not through forceful striving, not through rigid discipline alone. Instead, it is primarily through a gentle, intentional turning inward. It is about learning to listen not with your outer ears, attuned to the clamor of the world, but to listen to the soft, quiet, persistent whispers of this divine spark that resides deep within you. This inner wisdom, this innate knowing, is rarely a loud voice. It is often subtle, easily overshadowed by the relentless clamor of the outer world or the incessant analytical chatter of the conscious mind. It speaks through intuition, through moments of profound clarity that seem to arrive unbidden, through a deep and undeniable sense of what feels true, even if it defies conventional logic or immediate explanation. The path to gnosis, therefore, often involves cultivating a profound sense of inner quietude. It encourages practices of stillness, of quiet contemplation, of intentional self-reflection, of simply being present in the moment, without judgment, without striving. When the mind is allowed to settle, when the outer distractions and inner turmoil begin to gently recede, the inner light, the divine spark, has more space, more freedom to shine, to expand, to illuminate. It is in these moments of profound stillness, these spaces of inner peace, that the remembering truly begins to unfold. You might recall fragments of a truth you always sensed, a knowledge that lay dormant but could not quite articulate. You might feel a deep, almost indescribable connection to something vast and eternal, something that utterly transcends your individual physical form.
This journey, this path to gnosis, is deeply, exquisitely personal. It is a unique dance between your individual soul and the ultimate divine. It transcends rigid dogmas, transcends prescribed rituals, transcends the need for external validation. While certain ancient texts or specific teachings might serve as initial guides, offering maps or gentle pointers along the way, the ultimate authority for gnosis resides and has always resided within you. It is a direct personal encounter with truth, a unique awakening that blossoms within each individual in their own time, in their own way.
This understanding is incredibly liberating, allowing you to trust your own inner compass, your own intuitive knowing, as you gently navigate the complexities and uncertainties of life. As you drift further now into a state of deep relaxation, allow yourself to simply listen. Listen, not with your ears alone, but with the deeper, more receptive parts of your being. Listen for the subtle hum of truth, the gentle stirring of recognition within your own divine spark. There is a profound knowledge that already resides within you, waiting patiently, silently, for you to simply remember it. This gentle remembering is your pathway to profound and lasting peace. As we gently approach the final phase of our journey into Gnostic philosophy tonight, allowing the weight of the day to dissipate and the mind to soften, let us contemplate the truly beautiful and transformative process of awakening. This is the journey of truly realizing the hidden light that resides so deeply within, and in that profound realization, finding a true liberation from the veils of illusion that often obscure our vision. This awakening is not typically a sudden, jarring event like a harsh alarm. Rather, it is often a gradual, tender process of unveiling, much like the slow, steady revealing of a magnificent landscape as the morning mist gently, graciously lifts, revealing each detail in its own time. It is a gentle shedding of layers, of preconceived notions about ourselves and the world, of mistaken identities that we may have unconsciously adopted. With this gradual unveiling comes a profound and unmistakable sense of liberation, a deep and expansive peace that settles like a soft blanket over the very core of your soul. It is a quiet freedom from the relentless anxieties and ceaseless demands of the external world, because you recognize its transient, impermanent nature. It is a liberating freedom from the grasping, the striving, and the suffering that so often come from attaching your identity, your worth, and your peace solely to external possessions, to fleeting achievements, or to the ever-changing opinions of others. You realize with an inner knowing that your true identity is far grander, far more eternal, far more boundless than any external definition. It is a profound freedom from the limitations of the ego, the small self that often feels separate and vulnerable as you begin to connect with your authentic divine self, a self that is boundless, pure, and eternally interconnected. This, then, is a journey of quiet, profound transformation. It is not about physically escaping the world or withdrawing from its realities. Rather, it is about dwelling within it with a new, illuminated understanding. You continue to navigate your daily life, to engage with its duties and its joys, but now you do so through a different lens, with a deeper, more conscious awareness. The struggles of the material realm, the small irritations, the larger challenges, become less overwhelming, less consuming, because you know, intrinsically, that they do not truly touch the core of your luminous being. You become a serene observer, an anchor of stillness, rooted firmly in your inner light, participating fully in the world without being consumed by its illusions. Ultimately, this journey of awakening, this gentle unfolding of Gnosis, is a peaceful homecoming. It is a return, not to a physical place on a map, but to your true, authentic nature, to the boundless source of pure light from which you originally emanated. It is a gentle realization that you were never truly lost, never truly disconnected, but perhaps only momentarily veiled, momentarily obscured by the passing clouds of earthly experience. The journey of Gnosis gently guides you back to yourself, to the unwavering peace of your own divine essence, to the luminous realm that is and always has been your eternal home. As you prepare now for your own deep rest, allow this beautiful idea of a gentle awakening, a peaceful unveiling to permeate every part of your being. Feel the profound sense of liberation that comes from simply knowing, deeply within, that an unquenchable light lives within you, forever untouched by shadows, eternally connected to the infinite source. As our quiet journey through the whispers of Gnostic philosophy softly draws to its tranquil close tonight, allow the essence of these ancient illuminating truths to settle gently and deeply within your being. Let them find their natural place in the quiet spaces of your mind, like a soft, peaceful mist settling over a serene valley at dusk, bringing with it coolness and calm. We have explored together the subtle understanding that this world, the one we perceive with our everyday senses, while undeniably real in its own way, is perhaps but a distant echo, a veiled reality. And in that profound understanding, in that gentle awareness, we can find a loving detachment, a soft release from its sometimes overwhelming demands, its fleeting triumphs, and its passing concerns. We have, in this quiet journey, rediscovered the profound and comforting presence of the divine spark that resides eternally within you, a tiny, luminous fragment of pure, eternal light, forever connected to the boundless, infinite source of all creation. This spark, remember, is your true essence, your unwavering beacon, your constant guide in any moment of perceived darkness, illuminating your authentic path. And we have touched upon the gentle path of Gnosis itself, this powerful inner knowing, not as a mere accumulation of facts, but as a deep, intuitive remembering, an awakening that subtly unveils the brilliant truth of your luminous divine nature. This knowing transcends words, settling directly into the heart. May these insights, these soft whispers of hidden light, gently guide you now towards a state of profound and utterly restorative rest. May your mind, now clear and open, free from the day's chatter, find its deepest and most enduring calm. May your thoughts grow beautifully still like the unrippled surface of a placid lake, perfectly reflecting the quiet moonlight above. And may your spirit, cradled in the comforting knowing of its own divine light, finds its deep, peaceful, and truly unburdened sleep. As the narration now softly fades, allow the gentle sounds of the night and any lingering visuals in your mind's eye to carry you further, effortlessly into complete tranquility. There is nothing more to do, nowhere more to be, no thought to chase, no worry to hold on to, just gentle, profound peace. Drift now, softly, completely into the serene embrace of your own inner light. Rest well, knowing you are truly light.